Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit Zabi here, back again with Hunter Hunter on episode 126, and in the last episode we carried on with the Netero and Meruem fight. That has only been, not nobody but Netero at this point. He basically broke Meruem through the floor into what he refers to as a tomb underneath, their battlefield, that they were, which is clearly the reason why they are, Netero chose for that place to fight. That was obviously chosen beforehand. I don't think that's the only reason, because there's a sort of tomb underneath. I think there's something else that is there to sort of trap him within there, because he's not going to be trapped by a bunch of debris falling on him. He's stronger than that. So I feel like there's more to it. But we'll see what happens with that. Netero's on his on what I presume he would hope was his final attack, which is his the heart thing. But we'll see. I don't think that's going to really do. It may actually do some damage to Meruem and actually cause Meruem to actually start fighting now. But we'll see. Regardless, I don't think Meruem's dying here. So yeah, there's that. Pito does now have to kill Gon, so hopefully we're building that back up to the point where the Gon Neferpito fight is what I want to see, and not like me being like, oh god, I feel sorry for Neferpito. But we'll see what happens with that. And then Knuckle versus the clone Shirepoof. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. At this point, Knuckle does have the information that the king went south. So we'll see if Knuckle decides to head there or not. And that's pretty much it. So without further ado, we're going to get in episode 126 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Fucking hell. That was nuts. That was fucking insane. He had a fucking nuke. Oh god. He just blew them both the fuck. It's another one of those episodes. It's another one of those episodes where I'm just like, I don't even know where to start. Because the finish was just it's but not even just the finish. The whole fucking episode, it never stopped. It never fucking stopped. Where the fuck do I start, man? Where do I start? Netero is such a fucking badass, man. I'll start. Alright, I guess I'll start off by, well, what I was saying before this episode was that the heart thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, that was supposed to be what I was saying. What Netero's thing to end it all. That's so funny. But that's what it was, the nuke. It didn't matter how the fucking fight was going to go, because that was always there. Meruem never stood a chance from the beginning. What? I did everything right. It's there'll always be an anime, right? There'll always be those anime moments, right, where they build up a character or a team. If you're concerned Haikyuu or something like that, right, to be practically unbeatable, and then I'll say something like, well, there's no way they can lose, because then it's just going to be anticlimactic. But that that was done perfectly because I said back then when he was playing fucking Gungi Man with Komugi and stuff, and I'm like, this is what I guarantee that this will turn into a fight later on. Like the analogy of a board game will come into play there. And I think that's where, if you want to take the analogy of a board game, that's where Meruem lost. Because you can't draw that. You can't draw that, right? You can't draw that game. So it's like the equivalent of it's like the equivalent of Netero just wiping the board before the final play. You know, before Meruem was going to take like the final piece and checkmate, he just wiped the board. That's what he did. But in the end, you have to say that Netero won. I mean, it could. I mean, he had to have. Yeah, he took his life along with it, but there's no way that he lost that. That was incredible. I'm gonna go record one more video after this as well. So yeah, I mean, I don't even know what's really, like, what am I talking about here? I've got notes and stuff, but really they all like offer certain moments within the fight that in the end it didn't matter. For Netero, it didn't matter. It didn't matter how that was going to go down. Netero could have got his ass beat and never even landed a shot, and he still would have taken out Meruem. I guess as long as he was in the tomb with him, that was like to essentially trap him inside, so that he couldn't get anywhere. Like even if I don't even think he could have even avoided that blast, even if he was outside. But I think the tomb was supposed to just, you know, to be like sort of like the nail in the coffin. It was to ensure that he wouldn't be able to get away. And Netero even said it as well last episode. He said, "This is your tomb," because he knew from the start. He knew from the start. The only really other thing that I can sort of talk about is, well, a couple things. Losing a leg and an arm. I think that was a sort of, if you go back to when he was fighting, I was saying it in the reaction, but when you go back to his first sort of any real action orientated event that he had was with Gon Killua, when it was like, try and get the ball off me, right? And I'll only use one leg and I'll use one arm, and that's it. I love that is a thing back then. You know, that event was foreshadowed by that with Gon and Killua. And then from that, the fucking, you know, the zero hand thing, essentially firing my fucking laser. It was like a fucking supernova had come out of the fucking, like, you know, it was like a portal from out and beyond the fucking universe somewhere. And a fucking supernova literally just roasted Meruem. And then he came out looking relatively decent considering what he just, you know, what he just took. And it was essentially Netero that fucking looked like literally took his life force. Like he didn't look young anymore. He looked like the age that he actually is, you know. Like, you know, his skin was like, you know, saggy. They weren't built up like muscle anymore. And by the end, it's almost like Meruem was looking the most human in a way. Netero was scary there. But that moment though, I think the moment of that episode for me wasn't the it wasn't necessarily the reveal of a nuke going off. And it was like, well, that's it then. Meruem's dead. It was Meruem's fear. Because that is what started it, essentially. Like, that is where Meruem, like, oh shit, oh no. You know? Like, to get that. Netero was scary there, man. Fucking hell. He looked like a demon. Like, he even like said it as well, like, see you in hell. Like, yeah, I was just like thinking, oh no, Netero's like, you know, he's a good dude. But even he says himself, it's like, fuck, nah, see you in hell. Flick him off. See you there, Dick. Took them both out. Fucking hell. Netero is unfucking believable. Throughout the fight, Meruem's like, you know, even from the very beginning of the episode, complete admiration for him then. That was before he took off his leg. And then he was like, do you honestly think I need that? And took off his arm. Zero hand. Fucking, you know, did visible damage to him. And then he gave up the whole thing of like, because of that, I'll allow for the humans to have a permanent area, you know, where they can live out and stuff. But there would still essentially be livestock, you know, chosen out for who was going to be food and stuff. But he fought for that. But even then, knowing that, I want to go back and I just want to see like everything relating to Netero from building up to this point and the fight and everything like that, knowing that whole time, that regardless of what happens, like, Meruem's dying. He's not getting out of this. He got his name as well. He got that. But he got it at, like, I love that as well. Like, that's a great time for the narrator to come in where it's like he had that moment of realization that, like, that sort of solace that he was looking for of, like, what is my name? He got it, and then immediately it was gone because it was shattered because he was in fear of what Netero was, like, about to do. So he had it for a split second. Oh god. The Royal Guards are going to feel that, right? Like, that explosion that's now like a flower, you'd be able to see that from the palace. But I think not even just seeing it, like, you know, the Royal Guards are going to feel that. Like, they're going to know that Meruem's dead. There's no way Meruem survived that. There's no way. No. He's done. He's done. Because if that doesn't work, nothing will. It's just that, you know. Like, that's just it. Netero was able to sort of, you know, barely even push him to the brink. And that's talking about Netero, who's had, like decades upon decades upon decades upon decades of experience to build himself up to that level and go. And, I mean, even, you know, like, it wouldn't be right to have Gon, like, or anything like that, take care of Meruem, you know, after that. Because I think Netero, that the whole point of the king was, like, he was always going to go up against Netero, and that was it. They were both going out. That makes sense to me story-wise. That's it. He's, you know, checkmate and all of that. But yeah, I mean, that's what I got. The episode never let up. From beginning to end, it was crazy. Like, it was like a light show at times. Animation was brilliant. I mean, you have to though, right? I mean, you have to just, when it comes to like an episode like this, where like before the animations even started on it, you know that like even before then, like leading up to this episode, you know that they were like, right, we're going to really fucking like put time into this one, you know, and go all out for it, and you just kind of have to. But that was insane. I'm glad I didn't react to this yesterday, because I'll basically date this episode, because this won't come out for like, you know, like another half a year or something. But I'm recording this the day after Infinite 100% My Hero Academia. So you know what I mean? Like having like massive fucking episodes, like, you know, react to and stuff. Like I would be dead. I would be like, right, I'm going to bed now, because I'd be fucking drained. But that was insane. That was crazy. That's nuts. Next episode, I don't want to be seeing Meruem like riding out of it like he has. You know, he's definitely dead. He's definitely dead. But that's that. This would be interesting as well if they can feel it. If the royal guards can feel it, I don't know what Neferpito would do. That's the thing. Shia would go mental, as he would anyway. I don't know what Yuppie would do. But Neferpito, I don't know if she would do something similar to what Colt did with the baby. Like, it's kind of like, oh, well, I've got this like little baby kind of thing now. Like, I need to look after it. I don't know if Neferpito would do that for the memory of Meruem and protect Komugi anyway. Or she would just go mental and say like, oh, well, I don't care anymore. You know? I don't know. I mean, Neferpito last episode was basically saying, I'm going to have to kill Gon for the king's sake. But now the king's dead anyway. So, like, I don't know what happens. I don't know what happens. Wow. Yeah, that's all I've got. That's all I've got. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, everything's certain things. One of them is the Discord, so you can get yourself over there if you wish. And I also have a Patreon page as well, so if you don't support me, that'd be very much appreciated. I'm trying to get to be doing this full time so that I can get out more content and whatnot for you guys. So if you can support me, that will be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers there and rewards that you can support me with. So there's the early access tier, $5 a month, gives you access to shows a week early, and you get 4 episodes of Hunter x Hunter every week. That's 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday. So by the time this episode comes out on YouTube for the general public, it'll be a big one. I'll have reacted to the rest of the show. So, you can go over, become an early access tier patron, get access to the rest of the show and reactions. So if you can binge watch it within a month, it's only going to cost you $5 for the rest of the show and reactions. So it's a pretty good deal. There's also $10 there for full length. That doesn't matter for this show because it's full length anyway. But for other shows, you will need that. And then there are other tiers where you can pay to have a show reacted to. So if you want me to react to a show, go have a look at those tiers and see what they offer. But that's all I've got. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.